Alright, well hello everyone, and I apologize for the delay. I had to get some stuff set up in the background, and hopefully it's not too loud. I do have my air conditioner on. It is really hot here yet again, and yeah, hopefully it's not too loud for you guys, and you can still hear me okay. But we are back, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of background if you guys did not see the last stream. So, last time we started streaming with Nekora, but we actually did not get to finish because we are at the Aspen Heights Den, so it took a lot longer than we thought, and so we actually had to make it into two-parters. So we were with Nekora last week, and we're going to be finishing up her story this week, and so let's go ahead and jump right in, and let me actually make sure, real fast that I have her challenge and stuff up so that I know what I'm doing. Let me see, where is that? Here we go. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure I have that up so that I remember what we're doing. I know her challenge was that she had to keep the pack affinity up to 100%, and her ability was that she could only rescue puppies when the pack affinity is full, I believe. But I just want to double check on that to make sure I'm getting it all right. So let me just do that real quickly. And I do just want to make a quick announcement here, too, just because this was starting to get to be a little bit overwhelming last time, so it's getting to the point where we've had so many people watching that I have been starting to struggle to keep up with the chat. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's actually really, really cool to see, but it does mean that sometimes I may not get to everyone's questions and comments, so if I don't get to your comment, if I don't get to address it, if it's been a little while and it's gone off the screen, you can repost it. Try not to spam it excessively. If I haven't seen it and you posted it several times, maybe it would be better to post it in the comments afterwards, because I usually can respond to comments better than I can to the chat. So let's see. Yes, so Nekora must prioritize her pack affinity and raise it as quickly as she can when it drops. And if she loses the puppy while the pack affinity is full, she may reload the most recent save or autosave to rescue him. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started with Nekora. So let's see. Here we go. Let's see. So what counts as a browser game? It's a game that you play in your web browser. Those are difficult to record. I thought Star Stable was a browser game, but I'll have to maybe check into it again. I thought it said it was a browser game, but I don't know. I don't know much about the game. I'll have to check into it again, perhaps. And let's see. So here are the puppies, and we're gonna go ahead and we got a howl to raise the pack affinity. And let's see. So for those of you guys who aren't familiar with WolfQuest, basically what WolfQuest is a game where you play as a wolf in the wild, and you have to. And what mission are we on, by the way? Are we on? Yes, we're on Grow Your Pups. Okay. So basically you play as a wolf in Yellowstone, and you have to find a mate and raise puppies and try and fend off predators, etc. And it's a really cool game. So basically what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to get our puppies to the summer hunting grounds. Well, we're first of all going to grow them, and then we're going to try and get them to the summer hunting grounds, which is a site that's across the map from here. And it's a long and dangerous journey. We got to be really, really careful on the way. So basically that's the gist of WolfQuest. Hopefully it'll be fairly self-explanatory as we get into it. But yeah, so let's head up here. There, I don't see anything. And pack affinity is down yet again. Gotta play with the puppies and then feed the puppies. And we have Forest, Hunter, Shrub, and Kensington are our puppies, and our mate is Lynx. For anyone who needs a little bit of a refresher from last week, it's a little bit disorienting to come back to this a week later, because that's a bear. But yeah, we were actually coming back to this a week later, and I think we got 2 bites in, so we should be able to run in. Yep. And it's a little disorienting to come back to everything after week, because I'm not used to doing that with our live stream wolves. Whoa, we've got someone spazzing across the screen there. I'm not used to doing that with our live stream wolves. Usually we tend to do that with our, we come back every day with our main storyline wolves. And speaking of that, I'm sorry I did not get everything done this week. I've been rather preoccupied with other things. I'm going to try to have it done tomorrow, but for now it's, with everything we've had going on the channel anyway, it's been kind of good to have a little bit of a season break. We're actually in between, the different main storylines. So we just finished the storyline, that's a cougar, with the Galaxy Pack. Oh gosh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. What am I hearing? I think I'm just hearing a bird. I think that cougar is going to probably come after me in a sec here. Alright, it's going to come right here. Let's just finish chasing it. There we go. And finish eating. Here we go. But yeah. Okay, let's see. I hear music. Scary-ish music. I think it was maybe just hunting music, though. And let's see. Make sure we get these guys fed. Basically, we just have to keep feeding them until their weight gets up, and I'll show you guys that in a sec here. Sorry if that's a bear. Sorry if I'm not keeping up with answering questions. It's a little bit hard when we first jump right into the action. That's a bear. Oh gosh. Alright. There we go. Got it. And I'm going to quickly go get food again. But let me see. I'm going to come over here. And we'll eat from this carcass and replenish our own health, so that way if we have to fight again, it won't be as much of a problem. We also need to howl and raise the pack affinity. And let's see. Okay, so have I ever heard of Hyenodon? I've heard of the creature. I'm not sure if you're referring to the creature itself or if you're referring to a game about it or something. If so, I have not heard of any games about it or anything like that. But I have heard of the creature. And let's see. Yeah, for those of you who don't have WolfQuest, you can get it on Steam, or they also run monthly contests where you can win a free copy of it. Otherwise, the game is $10. And you can play the demo. You can get a free demo that lets you play on Amethyst Mountain, which is pretty cool as well. So let's see. Is anything else here? So let's real fast check too. We go to pack stats, so we can see that Forest is at 15, but everyone else is still at 14. Oh, excuse me. So we gotta get everybody else up to full weight. So Forest is doing okay, but we gotta get everybody else up to 15 pounds before we'll be able to take them on the journey. And the sooner we get started on the journey, the better, because we don't want to have to— that's a coyote. We don't want to have to linger around here for any longer than we need to. Goodness gracious. Okay. Let's try and raise pack affinity a bit, because we're supposed to keep that up. And there we go. Got it all the way up. And we're supposed to prioritize Y. Okay, there we go. It's going to go this way. We're supposed to prioritize that as much as we can. So with that said, how is everybody doing? Shrub needs for a little bit more. Where's Shrub? Shrub's right here. Alright. Let's feed Shrub. And hopefully that will get us up far enough. Hunter, why? Don't do that, Hunter. Hunter, don't do that. So let's make sure we do that. And it looks like we have— I think those are robins flying around the den. We actually have robins at our house right now, so you guys may have been keeping up with the vlogs on that. But yes, so it's very, very— I'm super happy to see robins now. And that's a bear. Okay, who still needs— it could be any one of them. Oh gosh, not good. Hunter! Please! Please, Hunter! Please do not— Hunter! Oh gosh, Hunter, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, dude? Oh gosh. I'm gonna feed Forest, and then I'm gonna go get food, because I'm dying again. Oh, good. Okay, so we're gonna stay at the den for 1 more minute while I go get food, and then we're gonna go and get started on the journey. So let's see. Oh, okay, so let's see. So, speaking of WolfQuest, I got it on the WolfQuest website, not Steam. Could I still switch the game to another computer for better performance? You should have actually gotten a Steam key with that, so if you have Steam, you can have it on both Steam and your computer. Or both Steam and from itch.io, I think is the other platform. And if you didn't get a Steam key and you have Steam and you want a Steam key, you can actually talk to the team about it and they will give you a Steam key. I think you just need proof of purchase or something, and they'll give you a Steam key. And other than that, though, you should be able to, if you have the download links, they should have emailed you the download link, or if you have an account on itch.io, you should be able to download it on another computer. But yeah, you should be able to get it on another computer. So we're gonna go this way. Here we go. Let's make sure. Alright, I think everyone's doing okay, so I'm actually gonna go map, and we're gonna start the journey. So we'll hit let's go. It's gonna prompt us to save. There's already an eagle, goodness gracious. And I think, supposedly, oh, we gotta raise that pack affinity, too. Supposedly, on the journey, once it's up to 100%, it doesn't go back down. Eagle, you better not make me break my howl. There we go. It's right there. Okay. So, hopefully, now it will not start to drop again. We're gonna get everybody moving. Let's see. So, have I heard of the animal named the dire wolf? Yes, in fact, they actually have direwolf fossils and skeletons at a place nearish to where I live called La Brea Tar Pits. It's down by LA, and I've been there a few times because I live in the Southern California area. So I've been there at least once, and it's pretty cool. They actually have direwolf skeletons there. They have direwolves, they have the saber-toothed tiger fossils, they have mammoths, they had all sorts of creatures that lived out here during the Ice Age that got trapped in the tar pits and ended up dying and then were preserved, so it's a pretty interesting place. So let's go down. We're gonna head this way towards the carcasses. But yeah, dire wolves are bigger than gray wolves. So let's see. Why is YouTube not telling me I'm streaming? Not telling you I'm streaming? That's weird. Did it not notify properly for some reason? Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube is weird like that. Huh. I don't know if it may have glitched, because it did seem... I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, you should still be able to transfer your WolfQuest games back to that subject a little bit. Let's see. But yeah, hopefully the notification is okay. Let me see. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to try and get everyone this way. There should be a... Okay. Oh, gosh. A little bit of lag there. And, I'm not sure how the size of a direwolf compares to the size of a saber-tooth, but, I'm pretty sure direwolves are smaller than a lot of people think they were. But they were bigger than gray wolves. And there's actually been debate over whether the direwolf is genetically closer to gray wolves or whether it's closer to coyotes. It's kind of an interesting thing. But yeah, that's something that I'm not entirely sure about, is how do direwolves compare to gray wolves in terms of size. There's an eagle. Alright, let's keep an eye on everybody. And the plane is coming by, it sounds like. Okay, the eagle's gonna leave. It sounds like we have the plane coming by because I can... and we have Nekora has a radio collar, so she actually occasionally will have an airplane come flying by that will represents researchers tracking her. So that's pretty cool, a pretty cool feature of the game. So let's see. Huh? Notifications may be broken. I do apologize for that. It could be YouTube being a little weird. I don't know why. Sometimes YouTube is a little bit wonky. It has its glitches too, even though it's YouTube. So let's see. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it can be a little bit difficult to get the Steam key. I had to go and get a Steam key because I got it on itch before it actually came out on Steam. And I didn't have that much trouble with it, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about the verification process. I don't think they put me through quite as much of it because I am a beta tester. I think they were kind of just like, oh, okay. But they didn't make me verify. So I don't know how the verification process works or how that all... I'm not sure. It was a little different for me, and I didn't have problems with it, but it could be harder if you have to actually verify. You probably would need a proof of purchase or something, which I think you could provide the original email or something like that. So I don't know exactly what it does normally. I can't, unfortunately, offer much insight into that process. But I do know the WolfQuest team is really good about trying to help people when they're having problems, so hopefully they can help you work through that and figure it out. They are pretty good about trying to solve problems. So let's keep heading this way. Once we get out here, we should have a lot of carcasses nearby. So let's see. Hello everyone, we have new people popping in. That's always good to see. And yeah, we have hit over 700 subs. So that is crazy, you guys. This has been over the course... Last week, we literally just hit 600. We've gained an additional 130 subs in the time that... in the course of 1 week. That's crazy. So thank you guys so much. I'm not sure exactly how this is happening, if you guys are spreading the word like crazy or how exactly what's going on here, but whatever you guys are doing, it's working. So thank you. I'm super excited about the growth of the channel, and hopefully it will continue to grow, and the community will continue to grow. I'm very, very excited to see what the future will hold for this. So let's keep heading this way, and here we go. Let's see. It sounds like notifications may be broken, because I see a lot of people are saying they did not get a notification for it. I don't know exactly why that is. Could just be YouTube being a bit of a derp. It does that sometimes, but yeah, it could be that it's a little bit messed up right now. Hopefully it will get it together and get the notification out, but if not, sometimes these glitches just happen. All websites have problems at some time or another, and hopefully by next time they'll have it fixed. So, let's head this way. Here we go. So there's a Senzoic Beasts, apparently, is an animation about some of the prehistoric creatures, and they say it's accurate to size. So that would be an interesting thing. I don't know about it. I haven't heard of it, actually, but I may have to look it up. It sounds kind of interesting. So I don't know the accurate size of a direwolf. That'd be kind of interesting. What'd be interesting is if WolfQuest did, like, a direwolf expansion where you could play as a direwolf in the Ice Age and have to hunt a bunch of prehistoric prey. Now, I don't know if that would ever be a thing. I think right now they want to just focus on the Yellowstone story and getting this worked out. But I mean, you know, if WolfQuest continues to grow and flourish the way it has been, if there continues to be so much support shown for it, then who knows what the future could hold. So let's see. Yeah, we're pretty close to 1,000 subs, and that's going to be a pretty momentous occasion. Also, especially since that has all happened within the first year of the channel. I actually started this channel back at the end of last summer. It's only been about 9 months since then, and we're already at almost 1,000 subs. That's honestly pretty cool, and I have you guys to thank for it, so thank you guys. I'm super excited to see where we'll be at by the time that anniversary comes around. I kind of do want to do something special to celebrate the anniversary of the channel, because a lot of you guys too have been commenting on the idea of like a funny moments montage, after apparently I have said and done some things in the recent episodes that you guys thought were kind of humorous. So maybe we put together a favorite moments montage or something for the anniversary. I don't know, just tossing out ideas. We'll have to see. I definitely want to do something for that, especially since hopefully by then we'll be at 1,000 at least, and since it'll be a pretty big milestone, it'll be the first year that, and over a year of having done this, we're already at over 300 videos, so that's pretty much enough to cover one video a day. So let's see. Direwolves were not dinosaurs. So dinosaurs are basically it's the thing with dinosaurs is they were the lizard type. Basically, they're the reptiles, ancient reptiles. Direwolves were mammals, and saber-toothed tigers were mammals. Mammoths are mammals. So that's a little bit different. They're not reptiles. They wouldn't lay eggs or stuff. It's the same reason why we wouldn't class a wolf and an alligator in the same way. There's some biological distinctions there. So direwolves were not dinosaurs, but they were prehistoric creatures. So that's kind of the the distinction there. Oh, cool! Some of you guys are saying you've seen wild wolves recently. That's very cool. I wish I lived somewhere where I could actually see wild wolves. I did get the privilege of being able to see a wolf in the wild at Yellowstone when I visited several years ago, but we don't have wolves where I live. Like I said, I live in California, and they pretty much at one point they were hunted to extinction here, and we're only just seeing the return of one pack up in the far, far north. So we don't have wolves where I live. We have coyotes though, and that can be pretty cool when you see those guys on occasion. So let's see. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh goodness. I would love to do something with the idea of making like a Google Quest game. I don't know what I would do. I'm not skilled enough with the art. I think I could program something, but I'm not skilled enough with the art to be able to animate something like that and do a game like that. And I'm certainly not skilled enough with 3D. But if at some point we did do like a WolfQuest game, that'd be kind of amusing. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, if you want to share the video in Google+, that'd be great, because then we can all see it. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Let's see. And let's see. And it looks like the pack affinity is staying up, so that's good. Yeah, there's quite a bit of debate on what exactly dinosaurs are, or were. I mean, we don't have any that we know of nowadays. But yeah, there's quite a bit of debate on that. Some people say reptiles, some people say birds. I haven't studied into it. I don't know what they would be genetically related to. That sort of stuff changes constantly as people uncover stuff that they... Basically, the thing is, with science, there's always new evidence that can be found. So at one point in time, everybody thought the world was flat and they didn't know it was round until they found evidence to prove otherwise. So it's one of those things where science is constantly changing. So a lot of people say dinosaurs are birds. It could be, or it could be that at some point they're going to find new evidence and they're going to decide, oh, maybe they aren't birds. So it's a big debate. It's really hard with creatures that aren't around today so that we can study them. I mean, we're literally just looking at bones in the ground. So it's very hard today to find any solid proof of what dinosaurs would have been related to today. And with the way that science can constantly be changing, it's one of those things where it kind of just is... It just depends. It's one of those things that it's complicated. So let's see. Well, I'm tech support for my family, but most of the people in my family aren't super technical anyway, so it's not necessarily a big achievement. I'm just the one who's most well versed in it. But I do some game making as a hobby, and I do have a game maker program that I use from time to time. It would be mostly getting something that looks good in the game, and that's very difficult to do. So let's see. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Oh, that's Coyote. Okay. We've got to, okay, here we go. Oh boy. Here we go. I'm going to just take this guy out. And let's see. Okay, so it looks like shrub. Okay, Lynx has shrub. We're okay. We're good. Alright, lots of questions. So let's see. I think the WolfQuest team is probably a little bit busy with WolfQuest right now, but you never know. If this series gets... You know, if this series got more popular, who's to say they wouldn't put an Easter egg in at some point for that? You never know what they might do. We'd have to see. But let's see. Yeah, we've talked a lot about macro and micro evolution on this channel and the differences between them and the evidence for and against. I at one point had made a post in Google Plus that provided some, albeit very, very technical. It's a little bit of a read if you do want to go through it, but several different posts supporting and arguing against macro evolution. So it still is a theory that's... there's a lot of debate for and against it. So I put up a post that provided both, well, a gist of a lot of the opposing opinions and kind of just what they believe. Basically, what I want to enforce on this channel, that's a coyote. Basically, what I want to encourage on this channel is to come up with your own opinions. Don't just accept what people are telling you. Go and research it for yourself and decide what you believe after that. Because there's a lot of debate on both sides. So it's one of those things where you kind of just have to figure out what you believe for yourself. So let's see. Okay, where is this? Okay. And let's see. I'm going to be playing... Okay, sorry. Oh gosh, I'm having a hard time keeping up with the comments. Sorry. So let's see. Can I do a face reveal? At this point, I don't have plans for a face reveal. If the channel continues to grow, then we may see it as a future thing. Right now, the biggest face reveal I'll probably do is in the art that so we some of the art we may show on this channel of people who know me, who've drawn me. But if the channel continues growing, then maybe at some point we'll see a face reveal. Can I do more Life of a Cougar? I will. I just have been a little bit preoccupied again. Like I said, it's been a little bit difficult for me to keep up with stuff. It's kind of just a busy time of year. And I've been getting a later start on things than I've wanted. To, so I haven't gotten to do it as much. But I want to start. I want to keep doing more Life of a Cougar. I definitely do. So let's see. How did I get Cattails? So Cattails is in Kickstarter right now, and basically the thing with that is, so the game itself is not out right now, and they have released a demo version. I think they've only released it to some of the bigger name YouTubers, as far as I know, but they are hoping to release an alpha within the coming months, and then a beta a few months after that, and hopefully the final game will be out relatively soon here. I think they're hoping, I'm not entirely sure when they're hoping for, but I think, don't quote me, that it may be by the end of this year. So basically the way you can get Cattails now, you won't get it for a few months yet, but you can sign up to support them in the Kickstarter, and if you pay, I think you have to pay 20 to get access to the beta and 50 to get access to the alpha. So it's one of those things where you do have to pay a little bit of money beforehand, and then I don't know how much the actual game will be. It could be that 20 is about how much it'll cost anyway. I don't even really know. But you get, basically on Kickstarter you can pledge a certain amount of money, and that money will go to support the development of the game, and at that point, the more money you pledge, the more additional rewards you can get, basically. So let's see. Alright, here. So yeah, again, on the difference of, on the topic of macro and micro evolution, since I'm still seeing quite a bit of discussion in that there. So basically, the major difference between that, I'll define these terms. We talked about this several times. We talked about it in the biology live stream. We've talked about it quite a few times. So micro evolution is commonly known as adaptation as well. Micro evolution is the process of a species changing to adapt to changes in the environment. And basically the thing with that is, so that is an observable phenomenon. We've seen it happen. It's what we see in niche all the time, how certain traits are more beneficial and make creatures more likely to live longer, etc. And certain traits are harmful, and creatures with those traits tend to die off more quickly. That's how it happens in nature. So, for example, if an animal had a mutation, like it had, let's just say it had a mutation that caused one of its paws to be not working properly, that creature would be more likely to die off, less likely to reproduce and pass on that bad genetic, and the creature would adapt away from that. Or if the climate changed and it got more snowy, and all of a sudden animals with light-colored coats started being able to blend in better into the snow, and the darker-colored animals started dying off because, oh great, because they weren't able to blend in, and they couldn't hunt, and they couldn't evade predators, then that would be adaptation. As we see a shift in the creatures, and as we see a shift in what genetics are working and such not. Macro evolution, which is what we commonly think of when we talk about and we use the term evolution, is the process of a creature changing into another creature entirely. And this is the big debated one, because we've observed microevolution, aka adaptation, quite a bit. It's something we know, and it happens, and it's something we can observe over a very short period of time. However, the theory of macroevolution involves change over centuries, millennia, many years, and we just haven't been studying animals long enough to, we haven't ever seen it happen. We haven't been studying animals long enough to even have that chance. So at this point, it is still a theory. And that's one of the big debated things, is because we haven't seen it, we don't have solid proof for it, and well, a lot of people do believe it is true. There are also a lot of people who don't believe it isn't. And the thing is, right now, it's still a theory. It's not proved. And that is where a lot of the debate comes into play. So, I'm not going to get into it super more than that. You can get a lot more technical. I did make a post contrasting a lot of the evidence for and against it in Google Plus a while ago. So I provided, I think, 3 articles for each side, 3 supporting macroevolution and 3 arguing against it. Ultimately, I want you guys to draw your own conclusion on that. Don't just listen to your teachers, don't just listen to me. I personally do not believe in the theory of macroevolution. I don't see I don't see as much evidence for it as I see for against it. But there are people who do believe it, and ultimately it needs to be one of those things that you study on your own and make your own choice. Don't just take my word for it, don't take other people's word for it, find out. So that's why I provided that that post for you, where it has a lot of it has both different basically what it is it has articles that provide evidence for and against. They are a little bit technical, it's a little bit heavy on the reading, and I do apologize for that. Those are some of the less technical ones I found. It can get way more technical than that. But ultimately I want you guys to draw your own conclusion on this sort of thing. So let's see. Hello everyone, I'm sorry, I kind of did not get to talk, or I did not get to read the chat while I was trying to talk about that because I was trying to think about what I was going to say. So sorry for being, probably not addressing things for so long, but I just wanted to get that out of the way and kind of explain that. Yeah. Alright, let's see. As I said before, I do not believe in macroevolution. I believe in microevolution adaptation, because that is an observable phenomenon, and we've seen it happen. The thing with macroevolution is we just haven't been studying long enough to see it happen. So we really can't prove that it's true, and looking at the evidence that we have right now, I honestly don't think it is. Macroevolution is one species changing into another species. I just don't see a huge amount of evidence for that. So let's see. A Google DLC pack. Oh my goodness. If you guys really want to see it, bring it up to the WolfQuest team. Then maybe they would add it as an Easter egg. They've added some a little bit silly things sometimes. But you never know. So let's see. Oh my goodness. So let's see. Would it be cool if you could start packing your pups to grow and there would be rogues that would mate with your female and you could take over a whole pack? That'd be cool. Yeah, it would be kind of cool, but I'm not sure that's really how it works so much from what we know of wolf behavior at present. It's usually, I mean, occasionally, but normally I don't think wolves will try to steal each other's mates. I don't think that happens that much. What may happen is a situation sort of like what we saw with Equinox's father, where a dispersal comes and tries to take a pack wolf as a mate, one of the subordinates perhaps, and usually that sort of behavior is not tolerated, and one or both wolves could get chased or even killed, and usually it doesn't go very well. So let's see. But yeah, so where is Hunter? He's behind me. Hunter, I think Lynx must have moved in there. I had a momentary panic attack. But yeah, what I know is planned for the next episode of WolfQuest, when the puppies do start to grow up a little bit, is fights with rival packs. But I'm not sure necessarily having wolves that would come and try and steal your mate would necessarily be something that would be added, because I'm not sure how... I'd have to research it more, but from what I know of wolf behavior, I'm not sure that's really how wolf packs operate. But we'll have to see. Alright, let's see. So here we go. Yes, there is in fact an episode 3 that will be coming out. We don't have a lot of news on it, but you can find all the news on their site, and I think they put a lot of it on Steam as well. So let's see. The whole idea of having alpha, beta, delta, omega, etc. Is actually old science. So people who have been studying wolves more recently now know that that was based off of the sort of pack structure we saw in captive wolf packs. Wild wolf packs usually don't have as detailed of a pack structure as that, and they now know that most wolf packs in the wild are comprised of a breeding pair and offspring. So the breeding pair is what formerly would be called the alphas, and then most of the subordinates are their offspring, their puppies. So usually they don't have a detailed ranking like alpha, beta, delta, omega. It would pretty much just be alpha, delta, if you wanted to look at it that way. There's not really a second in command. There's not really wolves that are lower ranked. than the rest of the pack. There are definitely wolves that might be more or less dominant and more or less submissive, depending on personality, but it's not a hard and fast order like they used to think it was. And that's what we know currently, but like I've said, science is always changing, so it could be they change that in the future, that science will change. But as of right now, that is what they have concluded from studying wolves. So let's see. See you later. Some of you guys I see are heading out. See you guys later. Welcome to those of you who are just joining. I'm sorry if the notifications aren't working. I've been told they may not be working this time. So hopefully they are working again for you guys. So let's see. And thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the video. We've gotten into quite some interesting talks this time. It's nice because these live streams provide a lot of opportunity for different discussion, whether it be discussion about the characters and the stories we've put together, or whether it be discussion about real animals and real wildlife in nature. For those of you guys who haven't seen, we've actually had some wildlife going on in our own yard. We've had a pair of robins that have made a nest in my patio cover, pretty much, under the patio cover. And we've been watching them, and I found out today that Mama has actually laid 4 eggs in there. So you can find out more on that in the vlog. I did not catch that on camera, unfortunately. Mama saw me and got quite angry and started yelling at me from across the yard, and I didn't want to push my luck or get attacked. But I did get to get up there and look in the nest earlier today. That's a coyote. But it's that's what's really fun about the live streams for me, is how the discussion really depends on you guys and what you guys are interested in talking about, and how it can kind of go either way depending on what you guys are thinking or interested in at the time. So let's see. Yep, this is a live stream of WolfQuest. So basically we're just trying to finish up this journey here and wrap up with Nekora's story. Forrest, come here. Forrest, come here. There we go. So let's see. Yeah, Shrub has been lagging a little bit, it seems like. Shrub was quite the meme last time as well, and she still seems to have quite a bit of interest this time. This could be a little bit of more of a discussion stream. It's kind of just the way it's leaned. It's a lot of the questions asked in the comments are It kind of just depends on what you guys are asking and wanting to know. So let's see. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there's not many more subs left to 1,000. It's pretty unbelievable. Let's see. Oh, cool. It's always neat to find out that there are... That's a coyote. It's always neat to find out that there are, that there's wildlife living around your house, especially when it's something as where I live, we get a lot of small wildlife like birds. There's an birds as an eagle screams. That's fine. I see it leaving though. But we get a lot more of birds, maybe squirrels, maybe bunnies, but it's especially cool when it's larger wildlife like wolves or deer or such. So it's always cool to find out there's wildlife near your house. So let's see. I'll see you guys later. Have there been any evidence of runt wolf pups that have been abandoned by their parents? As far as I know, I don't know much about that. I don't know much about that, but from what I know, I'm pretty sure wolf parents would not necessarily... I think if they can't take care of the puppies, they may abandon them. And usually, most of the time, wolves won't adopt other pups unless they're like from the same pack, like one female in one. If there happens to be more than one breeding pair, another wolf might adopt the puppies. But usually, that's a pretty rare case. It hasn't been observed that often. And again, like I said, it's usually within one pack. Usually another pack would prefer to kill the wolf pups as they would to take them in. Because again, in the wild, survival is about passing on your own genetics, not someone else's. So that's not really beneficial to that goal. We humans are not the same as animals in that respect. We have a lot more of... what would you call it? Humans are there's a distinction between humans and animals in the way we think, the way we act. We're not just oriented on survival. We go a lot further than that, and it's different. So a lot of the time people did humanize wolves, and you know, we do that a little bit for our stories, and it's all well and good, but when it comes down to it, real wolves in the wild are still animals, and they still think like animals think, they still act like animals think, so even if when we come up with these stories where they don't, it's not necessarily true to reality. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Yeah, if you guys have videos on any of these things, that is always good to see, because I don't always know, and sometimes certain things happen in certain cases, and so when you have documentation on something, it's a little different than just speculation. I'm going off what I have learned about wolves, but I don't always know about specifics. Sometimes I have to go ask and look it up and such, and I hear a moose. That's the only thing that could be up. There's a moose. There is, in fact, a moose. But yeah. So let's see. I think it depends. I think it would really depend. I don't know if wolves would abandon a puppy. It depends on the amount of food that's available, I am sure. If there's enough food, even if a puppy is deformed, they might keep it, but I don't know. Because there have been stories of wolves that have survived with deformities, like the whole story of Limpy. There was a wolf who had one back leg that did not work, and he's actually kind of memorialized in the game with a certain body type that has that one back leg that doesn't work right. And he was able to survive and be a fairly successful wolf. So just because a wolf does have a deformity doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be able to survive. It probably would depend on what the deformity is and how easy it is for a wolf to cope with it. There are certain ones that'd be harder than others to deal with, obviously. But as a general rule, it probably depends on the amount of food that is available. So let's see. Honestly, people tend to, in terms of, let me read the comment. So Kylie Plays says, wolves are scared of humans. How did they get such horrible reputation? So honestly, what I've seen through history is that humans tend to fear what they don't understand, and to them, they saw wolves as fierce hunters out in the wilderness that would hunt prey, or in more modern times, that would kill livestock, and so they assumed they were vicious hunters and killers, and they hadn't been able to study them like we've been able to study them now and see that, no, they're just doing what they need to survive. And so that's probably where all the big bad wolf stories ultimately came from. So it's just, when we don't understand something, we tend to fear it, or we tend to make assumptions about it that may not be accurate. And I think that's probably a lot of what happened in this, when we look at wolves. So let's see. How long will this be? We're probably gonna wrap up pretty soon here. We're almost to the summer hunting grounds, and we'll probably wrap up the stream when we get there. So let's see. I have not heard, so Eggoster says, Jay, have you heard of the Cinderella wolf? Basically, she overthrew her sister, but still raised the sister's pups as her own. So, it might rarely happen. Sorry about that, I lost my place. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that story before. If you guys know of instances like this, feel free to send me videos and stuff, or post them. Better yet, post them in the Google community. Just make sure to be careful. So, like, if there's violence, put a blood warning or such not. Make sure you mark it if there's going to be any content concerns. Just be kind of careful with that. But if you know of documented cases, or documentaries on YouTube or whatever, or stuff that's online that we can watch, feel free to share it with the community, because I would really be interested in learning about a lot of these cases. I'm always trying to learn more. I always want to learn more about animals and wildlife, and I don't know everything. By no means do I know everything. So if there's cases that I'm not aware of, I would love to see them. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys have videos of wolves that you've taken where you live, or Kensington, be careful, or any of that, I'd love to see that too. You can share all that stuff. It's probably best to share that in the Google community because that's more of a discussion place, and it won't necessarily. I generally keep a no advertising policy, so like I generally don't have people advertise their channels. I usually delete those comments, but in the case of where it's a wildlife video, it's a little bit different if you're just saying this is a video about wolves or stuff. So basically, if you have pertinent videos, that's totally fine as long as it's just not advertising for the sake of advertising. Because then the thing with that is too, like, I don't mind going and watching you guys' videos, but if I let one person do it, then I have to let everybody do it. And the comment section will quickly become, oh dear, nothing but advertising. So that's why I hold the policies on advertising that I do, just FYI. But yeah, if you guys have videos about wolves or such that you want to share for the sake of being able to, if you want to share them because it's like, oh, here's a video of wolves, and if you guys have a video of wolves and you want to share it because it's a pertinent discussion, that's totally fine. What I don't normally like is people saying, hey, look at my channel, hey, look at this video that I did, that's not related, or that's just for the sake of advertising. I want to clarify that a little bit here. And you can always share stuff like that in the Google Plus as well. That's a little bit more open. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, so again, the whole issue with violence, most nature documentaries do tend to be a little bit violent because nature is not nice. Stuff dies and gets killed and eaten and all that stuff. It's not usually going to be, it's not always the most, it can be a little bit violent sometimes. So if there's violence in a documentary, whatever, just make sure you mark it accordingly and just say, hey, if you're sensitive to this animal dying or something, make sure you mark it accordingly so people aren't just like, because certain people are more sensitive to that and certain people don't mind it as much. It's kind of just one of those things that's more personal preference. So yeah, yes, I will be making more live streams. I've been a little bit, haven't gotten to do it as much recently as I've wanted to, but hopefully we'll be starting up again more full-time. And I'm trying to get my schedule sorted out again. So let's see. Yeah, so if you don't have a YouTube channel, it's a little bit harder to post videos. You may be able to just post them straight in the Google+. But yeah, if you guys have videos you'd like to share that you've taken of wildlife, I'd love to see those too. Just again, do be kind of careful with with not simply advertising for the sake of advertising. And so let's see. All right, here we go. Okay, yeah. If you guys oops, I did not mean to pick up Kensington. If you guys put these links in Google+, then I will definitely check them out. Moose is still over there. Okay. But yeah, I definitely will come and check those out. I don't know what is going on here. I think my mouse got a little bit messed up. Okay, there we go. Because of me picking up Kensington while trying to eat and such. So how do I make live streams? You have to enable an option on your YouTube account to be able to live stream. And once you do that, YouTube actually supports live streaming. And then I use OBS to record my videos and to transmit my streams. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. Alrighty, here we go. But yeah, the best place to share stuff, especially personal works and such not, is in the Google Plus community, because that really supports it. That supports it much better than YouTube's comments section. The Google Plus community is a lot better for having discussion and setting that up, so it's a lot easier if you guys post stuff on there. But if you do put it in the comments, I at least will try and take a look at it too. But yeah, so it's not too difficult to live stream once you get it set up, and it's not too difficult once it's set up. You do have to set, it can be a little bit technical the first time, and I'm sure there are lots of tutorials on how to do it, but once you know what you're doing, it's not too bad. The hardest part, I think, is setting up your recorder to actually send the stream and getting it to work with YouTube's streaming setup. But once you have that figured out, it's easier for the next times. So, oh, he's already feeding Kensington. Okay. So we're just gonna head this way. I don't see where the moose went. Did it pass all the way by? Is it over here? I don't actually see the moose. It's maybe off in the woods. Let's see. Yeah, I did. I'm gonna try and do... You guys seem to really, really be liking the niche. So I am going to be trying to put out niche episodes more frequently for you guys. I did put out one even though today is Sunday. Normally I don't record episodes on Sunday. But since you guys are liking niche so much, I am definitely... I can't talk. But since you guys seem to be liking niche so much... That is a tongue twister. How? Since you guys seem to be liking niche so much, there we go, I am recording videos for it more often, and I will continue to do that for as long as you guys seem to be enjoying the series. We will be starting up with WolfQuest again pretty soon here, hopefully this week or next week, and I just have to set up some behind the scenes stuff for that. So let's see. Alright, here we go. And let's see. The other reason I haven't been as able to do videos and stuff is because I've been dedicating a fair bit of time to an original animated series that I've been working on. A lot of the mods are in on it. A lot of the mods are part of my team for that. So we've all been putting together we've been putting together an original animation with this team, us and some others, and we're hoping to release it later this year. So that's another thing that's been occupying some of my time, is trying to set up for that, because since there's not that many of us, it's one of those things where everybody has a lot of jobs, and so I've been doing a lot of that in the background too. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys. I'm hoping we can get episode 1 out by the end of the year. I'm not sure entirely when. It is quite a big project. It's taking quite a bit of time to put together, but it's definitely something that I'm very excited about sharing with you guys. I'm just going to get some food while we're here so that we have it just in case we need it. But yeah, that will hopefully be coming out later this year, and we're hoping to do a lot of the recording for that over the summer. So it's a very cool. Hopefully, I'm hoping it'll be something you guys would enjoy. And it is about wolves. It's much more along the fantasy side of things than our series here. So it's one of those things where the wolves are quite personified, and they basically think on the level of humans we talked about earlier. You got to remember, wild wolves don't really do that. We tend to humanize them a little bit for the sake of stories. But at the same time, we have put quite a bit of research into figuring out how to keep it at least some level of realistic in some ways. You'll understand more when you see it. It's hard to explain if you haven't seen it. But that's another thing that's been taking up some of my time. So I'm trying to balance doing these gaming videos and doing the animation stuff. So let's see. Let's see. Alrighty. I'm 19 as of last week, so just barely 19. Yeah, that was Monday. Oh, the other announcement I want to make, and we are almost here. So far, so good. It's been actually a fairly uneventful journey, and I hesitate to say that because we're so close to the end. But so far, it's been pretty uneventful. But that's another quick announcement I want to make, is I think I'm going to actually start doing 3 episodes of Minecraft Story Mode a week. We've been doing 2 up until this point, and I think I'm just going to start doing 3 because it'll work out better with the way I had the episodes broken up. So let's see. When is the new version of WolfQuest coming out? There is no set release at the moment. They've just been working on it, and I assume they'll let us know once we have once they have more info, once they have a better estimate of when it is going to be done. So... Oh my goodness. At this rate, I would not be surprised if you guys make me give Shrub a side story. Although, do keep in mind that we have 2 packs now. The Galaxy pack is going to be branching off to where... Oh, okay. Oh, wow. We went way up the side. I didn't realize you're that far up. The Galaxy pack is going to be branching off. So, do keep that in mind. Let's see. We're going to go this way. And, hopefully... Here we go. Okay. Is everyone here? Come on, you guys. Alright, here we go. Come on. Forrest! We're waiting on you, Forrest! Forrest! He's stuck. forest! Oh my goodness. Here we go. Come on, Lynx. There we go. So Nekora made it safely with all of her puppies. That was pretty short in terms of how live streams go, so I'll probably stick around to do some Q&A with you guys, because normally we're used to having a longer stream and talking a little longer. So if you guys have questions, I'll stick around for a bit. And let's see. Alrighty. Yeah, so the thing with that is, it's with the animated series, there is a lot of personification. It's not meant to be taken as a serious, this is what wolves do. It's an adventure story. It's not meant to be taken as a serious depiction of wolf life, and that's pretty much, it'll be obvious pretty much immediately in that, but it still is, I'm hoping it'll be something that you guys would enjoy nonetheless. Let's see. Can we do something different like role plays? That's an interesting thought. I haven't really set up any role plays for the channel and such, but if you guys would like to see any role playing, if you would like to see the option to role play, perhaps I could set up some possibilities for that. Maybe like a Google Plus community where you guys could set up role plays and stuff. It would have to be something that, like I could set up something, and maybe it could be, you guys could work on developing role plays together if you guys want to, if you guys are into that. It just hasn't been something that's come up as a topic of discussion for the channel. I myself am a big role player. I really enjoy it. I don't always have a huge amount of time on my hands for stuff like that, but it could be something that could be kind of interesting. So let's see. Alrighty. So let's see. I'll stick around a little bit for some more questions. And let's see. Alright. And it looks like Egg Ostrich is setting up a private game if any of you guys want to go and play some WolfQuest after that. I don't know if I'll be able to pop in. Sometimes I can join in on some of these things, but I may not be able to do that. We'll have to see. Do I only play WolfQuest? I do a lot of games, but I mostly stream WolfQuest. Sometimes we stream Niche as well, but WolfQuest tends to be a game that lends itself fairly well to streaming most of the time, because it generally fits in a good time span, and it generally isn't, it's not too terribly hard, so I don't have to be so concentrated on the game that I can't focus on chat at all. I can't really chat myself. I mostly just talk. I can't exactly switch. But WolfQuest has lent itself to a pretty good format for being able to do these live streams. Alright, let's see. Yeah, Shrub made it. They all made it, thankfully. Alrighty. And yeah, sorry that the stream was ended so soon. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer than that. It actually only went for about an hour here, but we'll have to try and do this again some other time. I may start streaming mostly on Sundays, because streaming twice a week is a lot for me to keep up. So I may not continue doing Thursday streams, because I've seemed to have a lot of trouble with keeping up with streams lately, for various reasons. But I may start streaming mostly on Sundays and then save Thursdays for special occasions and such not. But we will see. So let's see. Yes, Shrub has ascended into immortality as a meme now. So let's see. Yeah, roleplay could get potentially messy. It would have to be moderated, but if you guys are really that interested, come talk to me in comments, and perhaps we could set up some sort of a, perhaps like a Google Plus community for that or something. So let's see. Am I ever going to do a face reveal? Big question that I've been getting a lot. Maybe at some point. Not probably near future. If I do get a face reveal, I'd venture to say I would probably do it at around closer to 5,000 to 10,000 subs. So not for a while yet, but hey, at the rate the channel's been growing, you never know when we might get to that point. If the channel does grow to that point, that's something I would probably consider doing a little bit more. But we'll see. We'll see. At this moment, I don't have plans for a face reveal, but perhaps at some point in the future we'll do a face reveal. All right, let's see. How many times do I take to make videos? I don't actually do a lot of editing with most of my videos. The videos that require most of the editing are my WolfQuest videos, and a lot of the time I still do most of those in a straight shot. And the main thing that gets edited in those is the hunting montage, or sometimes I have to edit videos, like if I have to skip over technical issues or if something happens. So usually the most editing I do is if there's tech troubles or if I'm doing the hunting montages for WolfQuest, or in the case of something like Minecraft Story Mode, where sometimes the characters say things that they probably shouldn't and that aren't going to be repeated on this channel. That's usually when I have to do my editing, but most of the time, 90% of the time, my videos are a straight shot. And if I do have to edit, sometimes it's usually just due to tech issues, or like my phone goes off and I have to mute my mic or something like that. So let's see. Am I ever going to play a now game? I'm assuming you mean a new game for streaming. It depends. It depends. Unfortunately, most of the other games I play don't really lend themselves to streaming that well. I'd say probably the best one I found so far would be Untamed Life of a Cougar, and that one is probably one that I wouldn't stream just because certain reasons. But perhaps when Cattails comes out, we'll have to see how the format of that goes. That could potentially, that's one that looks like it may be something we could stream. We'll have to see. But yeah, Shelter 2 only has one save file, so it doesn't really lend itself to streaming. We could probably stream Shelter 1 if you guys had any interest in seeing that sometime. We've already played through it normally, but we could do a stream of it as well. Pause, again, we could do it. We've already played through it on the channel, though, and those don't have as much repeat value as Shelter 2 does. What other games do we play? Niche, we've done streams before. It works, but it can be hard for me to keep up with chat and at the same time play the game. Let's see. What other games do we play on here? We played Wolf, the old game. That could be something we could stream if you guys were interested in it. That could potentially lend itself more to streaming because it can be something that just takes so long to do. If you guys are interested in that, we could potentially do that. But right now, out of most of our games, WolfQuest seems like it has the best format for streaming. So yeah, that's why most of our streams are WolfQuest. We also have streamed Meadow once or twice with Song and me playing. So, or at least the one time, and then her dad joined us for that. So that's another thing that we may do from time to time. Yeah, streaming Meta would work. Streaming Meta would actually be something where you guys could come join in if you wanted to. Because I'd say Meta would probably be the next best option. And you guys could come and join us. And that could be kind of a fun thing to do. But to be perfectly honest, because I could put the game or the Grove in the description and such. To be perfectly honest, though, if I did something like that, I would try and host it. I don't know if I would want to host that in a stream format as much, unless it was a voiced over one. But, because it would, if you guys wanted to come in and play, then I wouldn't be able to keep up with talking. It would be difficult for me to keep up with talking and stuff. So that one is a possibility, but again, it's, yeah, it's one of those things where it'd probably be me and Song playing together, and possibly her dad joining us. So that could be a fun thing to do, but I don't know if it would work so well for a sort of community thing, because that's one of the things that I've thought about for community games. So if you want to see Song and me playing Meadow, then that's by all means, that's fine. And we could definitely do that sometimes. But other than that, most of the games that I play don't necessarily lend themselves to that as much. So let's see. So yeah. So WolfQuest, Meadow, and Niche are probably the 3 top options at the time. Alright, here we go. So let's see. Do I really like WolfQuest? Yes, I do. This game is quite special to me because I've been playing WolfQuest since the early days when the original demo came out, before we could even save the game. So I've been with WolfQuest for a long time, and it definitely has a very special place in my heart. And I really enjoy it, and I enjoy a lot of the stories we've come up with for it. So we're currently on season break for the main series of WolfQuest, but if you guys have not seen our episodes, you can find them. I believe I had the first episode of the Galaxy Pack featured on the main the main page of the channel. And you can find playlists for all of our WolfQuest videos. We've currently done 3 seasons of WolfQuest and several side stories, so we have a lot of content there and a lot of stories that we've been able to make with WolfQuest, and I really do enjoy them. It can be a little bit much sometimes too, though, so I sometimes have to take pauses in the middle here in order to go ahead and actually keep up with keeping everything fresh, because, ultimately we are playing the same game over and over and over again, so in order to keep it fresh for the series, we have to add some elements of our own to it. Yeah, the niche series, I've really enjoyed it, especially this update. I'll be perfectly honest, the jungle update was really hard for me to, I didn't like it all that much. I mean, it was good, but at the same time, I like the idea of the island, the new mountain island, where it is possible to fight the predators, and now it's going to be possible to defend against them. And it's a little bit less. In the jungle, I really felt forced into, you have to use these genetics and this strategy. In the jungle, it's a little bit less so, and I really like that about, or in the mountains, I mean. It's a little bit less than that in the jungle, and I really like that about them. So let's see. What's my favorite animal group? Like, what type of animal? I would have to say canines. I'm quite partial to them. I really like wolves, dogs, but I also like felines a lot, too. Let's see. Alright, let's see. So I'm not seeing too many new questions. I think I'm probably going to wrap it up here. One last announcement I want to make is I am probably going to... I want to start doing behind-the-scenes videos, because for certain things, we do have behind-the-scenes stuff. So like our WolfQuest series, this last time we had quite a bit of behind-the-scenes for this last week at the Galaxy Pack. We've had some behind-the-scenes. I have like a lost niche episode that didn't entirely go according to plan. I have some videos like that I'd like to start doing as behind-the-scenes videos. So that'll probably be something that I start... It's probably going to go up on Patreon first, and then segments or even entirities of that will come up on YouTube later. But I do want to start doing behind-the-scenes videos at some point, because I think that'd be fun. I don't know, would any of you guys enjoy that? We've had the robin at our house for probably a week or... Yeah, about a week, because I started vlogging last Sunday. So, we've had the robin here for about a week. I think she made her nest last Sunday morning. So let's see. Alright. Yeah, if you want to do fan art, fan fiction, fan animations, by all means, that would be totally cool. I would love to see it. I love getting fan works from you guys. And I love seeing what you guys come up with. It's very, very cool and very exciting. So if you have fan stuff, if you want to do any fan works, by all means, I would love to see them. And I really appreciate those of you who have taken the time to well, I appreciate all of you, but I appreciate that some of you guys have taken the time to to make really cool art and really cool writings, and to put all that together based off the stuff that I've done. That really makes my day, honestly, to see how a lot of you guys have really gotten into it and have started taking inspiration from it. So let's see, yeah. So, okay, sounds like a lot of you guys are interested in bloopers. I will definitely probably put some of them up on the YouTube, and then a lot of them will probably become available to access through my Patreon, which you guys can find in the links in the videos. I do still want to release quite a bit, or some of that content but some of it may be restricted to Patreons only. I don't necessarily like doing that, but at the same time I do want to make this an occupation eventually. And so some of it may be restricted, but I do want to release a lot of it for you guys just to watch anyway, because I know a lot of people can't necessarily become patrons. So I do want to release quite a bit of it for you guys, even if you can't support through Patreon. And let's see. If I got to be a wolf, what type of wolf would I want to be? Probably just a gray wolf. I really like the gray wolves. I can potentially stream niche again. We may do that sometime. Maybe we'll do certain islands that are live stream only, perhaps. Maybe. And then maybe you guys could actually name some of the creatures, because it's really hard. I know a lot of you guys have been like, Jay, can you name the creatures? And I'm just like, that's very difficult to keep up with, because if you guys have a name list, you guys have seen how long it takes me to name puppies and kittens. If we try to implement that into niche where we're naming creatures every turn, it could get really, really lengthy. But if we did something in live stream where you guys could suggest names, perhaps we could do something like that. And it might be a little bit easier. We'll have to see. So I think I'm probably going to start wrapping up the stream here. Thank you guys for joining me. Can I do more speed art? Wait, have I done that? I don't think I've done speed art on this channel. Have you seen some of it on my other channels? Song is the one who does a lot of art stuff. Yeah, if you send too many messages in a certain amount of time, it will cut you off. So it's usually better to try and consolidate your messages to one post so that YouTube does not freak out. You're not spamming just by sending a bunch of messages, but it usually is better and easier if you put it all in one message so that YouTube will not cut you off. But yeah, as long as you're not saying the same thing over and over again or breaking rules, it's usually not that bad. It does make it difficult for me to keep up with, though, so I will say that. So do be careful with that. Let's see. Alright. Alrighty, here we go. So I think I'm probably going to wrap up. I think I'm probably going to wrap up here. So I will see you guys next time. Hopefully we can do another stream like this. If not Thursday, then Sunday. And hopefully you guys can make it then. So I will see you guys next time. I'll probably stick around and chat for just a little bit too. And you can always message me in the comments, or contact me through any of the other means that I have listed in the video descriptions. So I will see you guys next time, but until then, this is Jay, over and out.